So the traits I think you need to become a good cinematographer is you have to have a very good eye for aesthetics. You have to understand lighting, how lighting works, lighting textures. So my name is Jasper Enujuba. I'm a Nigerian cinematographer based in London, and I do narrative work, music videos, promos, commercials. Yeah, so I didn't always know I wanted to be a cinematographer. So I started off with paintings and drawings, and that was how I first learned how light works, the illusion of lighting, the illusion of shadows, how colors work, color science, how colors contrast each other. And that was like a foundation for my cinematography today. From paintings and drawings, I kind of transitioned into photography. I knew I wanted to do something visual, something in the media, but it was more of a natural progression. And then from that, I started shooting videos. Took a trip with some friends to Venice for the Berlinale in 2015. We shot like a short travel documentary. I put it on Vimeo. Someone saw it, contacted me to shoot something similar for them. I did that, and then it was like a word of mouth situation, and I started shooting these kind of promo gigs for people. So I don't think there's one way to becoming a cinematographer. The traditional way normally is to become a trainee first, and then a second AC, and then a first AC, and then a director of photography / cinematographer. But in my case, it was a bit different because I went through film school. I think the qualities you need to be a good cinematographer, you have to have an eye for storytelling. You have to have a conscious understanding of colors, conscious understanding of light. You also have to be a good communicator with the director, with the set design, the gaffer, the camera crew. Yeah, you just have to keep everything flowing. So a day in a shoot, normally, it's pretty much a cycle. We arrive on set. Initially, we've wrecked the set already. I communicate with the director, communicate with the gaffer, with the camera team as well. So the camera is being set up, the lights are being set up. I'm talking with the director, and also we're blocking the scene. So it depends on what kind of shoot it is really, because it could be any shoot. For a narrative, for example, we're blocking the scene with the actors while everyone is watching. And then it's just a cycle. It's a cycle of like blocking, lighting, shooting, blocking, lighting, shooting, reframing. Yeah, so I don't take myself too seriously, but at the same time, I take the job seriously. I'm not checking my phone. I'm not checking my messages. I'm not making calls or checking emails. I just like to be present on set, because I feel like the whole point is for everyone to have fun and bring something productive out, you know. So yeah, there's just a lot of communication involved. I try to understand what the director wants normally for pre-production, understand why they want what they want, what they're trying to achieve, what kind of emotions they're trying to get across, what they're trying to tell the audience, what they want the audience to feel. For me, these things are more important than the aesthetics. And then from that information, I use that information to form the aesthetics for how the film is going to look and feel. So that goes down to like lights, colors, framing, camera movement. I don't like referencing narrative, for example, from a different film into another film, unless they have the same energy, the same dynamic. Normally, I just like to go by my instinct of how I feel the film should be represented. So the traits I think you need to become a good cinematographer is you have to have a very good eye for aesthetics. You have to understand lighting, how lighting works, lighting textures. You have to understand color science. And also you have to be a really good communicator. You have to be technical savvy, understand how the camera works, understand how the lenses work, understand the textures between different lenses, understand the kind of colors you get from different sensors. And most importantly, for me, I think, is understanding the narrative and how to represent the narrative properly. How to justify the narrative. Yeah, I'll say that and communication are the most important. So I'll say my cine style initially started off like really, really dark. Narratively and visually, it was pretty dark. But as time went on, I think I kind of found my style. So I've had someone tell me I'm more of a portrait cinematographer, but I think that just comes from me trying to get a character. I don't know how to explain it, but I think that comes from me trying to express a character on screen, you know. So I'm really focused on the characters and what the character is going through, the mental state of the character, those kind of things, and how to represent that. But that doesn't work for every narrative, you know. But I think that's kind of my core style, if I was to say. I can't really say I look up to any cinematographer in particular, but I can say that there have been some people who might have influenced my work. For example, the French director Abdelatif Kechiche. He has a style where he shoots the characters from very far away, and that gives an off effect to what you see on screen. So the characters come really, really close to the screen, and there's a very intimate connection between the characters and the audience. So it comes off as a byproduct, I feel, and I really like that style of storytelling. The reason he really does that is to give the character space to act naturally, but it does have an off effect on screen. So I'll say the other inspiration I have in terms of cinematography would be Gordon Willis. I don't think I have any similarity in my style with him, but he's just inspiring with how bold he lights his shots. So there's he embraces a lot of shadows, which is really, really bold. And he has this obscure way of lighting where there's a lot of dark patches on the screen. Yeah, so I would say my best experience so far has been one where a director trusted me enough to put me on a shoot for Adidas. And I would say that's been my best shoot lately because I had no prior experience shooting a sports commercial, a sports promo, because I mainly come from a narrative background, and that showed the kind of trust that the director had in me to put me on that shoot. In terms of worst experiences, I haven't actually had one I can recall particularly, but I always welcome bad experiences. I always prepare for the worst, but I always welcome bad experiences because I feel like those situations makes me a better cinematographer. So I'll say my goal really at the moment is to make more art films and make more drama narratives. I really want to work with a director who's really into a unique expression of drama narratives. Someone who's innovative. Yeah, I really want to work with a director who has this kind of sensibility.